The keychain, such a simple item, something you might toss in your bag without a second thought. Yet it holds a curious and rich history that stretches far beyond its everyday use. At first glance, a keychain is just a small chain that holds your keys together. But if you dig deeper, it represents a fascinating journey of design evolution, cultural symbolism, industrial innovation, and even self-expression. From the ancient lock systems of old civilizations to the stylish, quirky, and even digital keychains of today, this tiny accessory tells a much bigger story about human civilization's need for security, identity, and practicality. Let's explore, right here, on History of Simple Things. The origin of the keychain is naturally linked to the invention of the key itself, which historians trace back over 4,000 years to ancient Egypt and Babylon. Early keys were large, heavy wooden or metal contraptions used to operate simple pin tumbler locks. These locks were rudimentary by today's standards, but were revolutionary at the time. The ancient Romans later refined both the key and lock mechanism, often crafting keys from bronze or iron and making them smaller and more portable. Interestingly, wealthier Romans would wear their keys as rings, not just for convenience, but as a status symbol to showcase their ability to own property and valuable goods. In a way, these rings served as the earliest known keychains, fusing utility with fashion and symbolism. As time moved on and key design evolved, the need for a way to organize and carry multiple keys became more apparent. During the Middle Ages, locks became more sophisticated, and people, especially those in charge of estates or businesses, might have had several keys to keep track of. Keys were often worn on belts or girdles, attached by leather cords or iron hoops. These were not called keychains in the modern sense, but they served a similar purpose: to prevent loss and ensure accessibility. Keys themselves were still often ornate, large, and heavy, and their attachment methods were usually handcrafted and unique to the owner's profession or social class. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, and the concept of the keychain began to take a shape more familiar to us today. As mass production became possible and metalworking advanced, locks and keys became smaller, cheaper, and more common among the general population. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the rise of urban living, private property, and widespread manufacturing made it necessary for more and more people to carry personal keys for homes, businesses, lockers, and even automobiles. The modern split-ring keychain, which allows keys to be securely threaded onto a small circular ring, was invented during this time. While the exact date and inventor remain unclear, it's believed the design became popular in the early 1900s. By the mid-20th century, keychains evolved from purely functional objects into something more expressive. Companies began to use keychains as promotional items, giving them away at events with purchases or as part of brand marketing strategies. These promotional keychains could be made from plastic, rubber, or metal, often bearing company logos or mascots. This marked the beginning of the collectible keychain trend. In post-war America, keychains became miniature billboards and souvenirs, sold at tourist destinations, included with car purchases, or gifted by businesses. It was during this era that novelty keychains became immensely popular. Some featured bottle openers, flashlights, compasses, or other small gadgets, while others were simply humorous or artistic. The 1980s and 1990s saw an explosion of creativity in keychain design, especially with the emergence of pop culture merchandising. Keychains shaped like cartoon characters, brand mascots, and even tiny plush toys became hot commodities, especially among children and teens. Collectors emerged, swapping and displaying keychains like they would trading cards or figurines. Meanwhile, keychains also became more integrated with functionality. The car key fob, introduced in the 1980s, merged remote control technology with keychain portability. These fobs allowed users to lock and unlock cars from a distance, and over time, they began including features like panic buttons, trunk releases, and remote starters. The keychain had begun to intersect with electronics in a big way. With the arrival of the digital age in the 2000s and beyond, keychains continued to evolve. USB flash drive keychains became popular, allowing people to carry data with them wherever they went. Keychains with built-in GPS trackers like Tile and Apple AirTag added security and convenience, helping people locate lost items with a smartphone app. In parallel, keychains as fashion statements continued to thrive, especially with luxury designers creating custom keychain accessories and charms. From leather tassels to monogram tags, the keychain became more than a utility. It became an extension of personal style. Today, keychains occupy a unique space where practicality meets personal expression. They are made from virtually every material imaginable: leather, metal, plastic, silicone, fabric, wood, and even recycled materials. They may still serve the basic function of holding keys, but they also act as souvenirs, gifts, tech gadgets, self-defense tools, or simple decorations. Minimalist designs cater to those who value sleek efficiency, while oversized, decorative keychains remain popular among those who want to add flair to their everyday carry. So next time you pick up your keys, take a second to look at your keychain. Is it a simple ring? A digital fob? A souvenir from a trip? A promotional item you picked up years ago? Whatever it is, it's part of a long, storied tradition that stretches back to ancient civilizations and continues to evolve with technology and culture. It might be small, but it represents security, mobility, personal style, and even a little bit of history dangling from your pocket. The keychain is more than just an accessory. It's a snapshot of how we live, protect what's valuable, and express who we are. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.